So if you wonder how is it possible to have something up in the skies that projects images down low, this was the Geostorm movie. I purposely went there and watched it last year just to see all of the destruction images that they have to see what how their technology looks. So watch this net system that I talked about last year. I don't have the video, but
this is Mr. Jake Lawson. This is Mr. Jake Lawson. This is...
Here goes. All these up here. All that. All there. They don't say anything about it. They don't show you, they don't talk about it. They just, it was a 9-second clip because I caught it 3 different times. 9 seconds, 3 seconds, and 4 seconds. 2 different clips. So this is, you know, they're showing you in your face. So if every one of these has, well, let's see, a camera on it, it can project star images, even if it can't hold its own weight for some reason, and they just have something just connecting to it, holding it up, was one of my theories. Not sure exactly how they have this system up there. I just know that they do. And to me, it's like it's a straight connection all the way through, all the way around, from one end of the earth to the other, from the left to the right to the side to the other side. And how do they make weather? Did they ever explain? Did anybody ever explain how they actually can make it rain, snow, all the wind coming from up there? They show you in movies. So just watch all the destruction. This is only a small clip. And then, something I just seen now that I didn't even notice. I'll stop it when I see it again. The world will be taken by storm, okay?
Jake Lawson.
Three? Jake Lawson? You look good. My access has been blocked.
So satellite has a bad comm, that happens.
Not a satellite. All of them.
This wasn't a malfunction. It was intentional. It was intentional. It was intentional. It was intentional.
There's potential for catastrophic weather events on a global scale. A geostorm. We have to shut the system. We have to shut the system down. The only one who has the kill codes is the president. I need your help.
You're soliciting a Secret Service agent. Seriously? We're kidnapping the president in a self-driving cab.
Jake, if you can't stop it, no one can. Agree. Jake, if you can't stop... Agree.
This is Mr. Jake Lawson. Jake Lawson.
This net system up in the skies here is what's deceiving everybody. Okay, This is that Plain Truth channel. Now, I do understand that the Masons, they have to tell you the truth before they do their plan. You just have to catch on. But again, I don't trust any channel that just has a gazillion subscribers, because it just doesn't even make sense to me. But he is showing. Let me show you the where he's talking about Project Blue Screen, and the objects in mirror are closer than they appear. I remember doing a video of that last year. Here. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. There's a reason why they put that in your review side view mirror. Project Blue Screen. I mean, at least he's letting you know that the sky up above there is it's the first time I actually heard somebody, instead of Project Bluebeam, today it just came across. It's the first time I've heard any other channel explaining what my theory has been, that seems to be a fact.
Enslaved by no media has come to shed some light on some very important topics about what's going on overhead and why the geoengineering and chemtrail spraying has gotten so much more intensified. But you all remember Project Bluebeam. We've heard about Project Bluebeam. It was an element that is from David Icke, element that has used laser generating satellites in the Star Wars network in different parts of the world to project holographic images in the sky of UFOs, Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, Krishna. With each belief system convinced that their Savior has come, the potential for enormous religious conflict is obvious. Messages will be broadcast on extremely low frequencies, very low frequencies, and microwave bands that can be picked up by the human brain.
Okay, so this, I don't know, I mean, I believe this guy thinks the Earth is flat, I'm pretty sure, but I guess he's just showing you a demonstration here of you know, of this, what the movie has shown us, that said the world is going to be taken by storm in October, which just happens to be the 7-year exact period, October 21st, since Harold Camping warned us about the end of the world, even though it didn't end in 2011. But you know, it's looking like, I mean, it's looking like the world's going to end. But this here, well, it's one way of doing it. If everything's connected from one end to another, it's just not too hard to believe. So remember this.
Technology is highly sophisticated, and people will believe that God and their Savior is talking to them when it's really the Brotherhood manipulators. Alright, so Project Boop and microwave bands that can be picked up by the human, people will believe that God and their Savior is talking to them when it's really the Brotherhood manipulator. Supernatural phenomena of many kinds. Technology is highly sophisticated, and people will believe that God and their Savior is talking to them when it's really the Brotherhood manipulators.
Who?
Alright, so Project Bluebeam involves a manifestation of supernatural phenomena of many
The Brotherhood of who? Liars?
kinds to terrify the population via holographic image in the sky. The Brotherhood Savior will come. So what I'm postulating here is up in the sky, it's Project Blue Screen, and they're able to project any images. We all remember.
Now this was when Richie from Boston said this was a portal in the sky, okay? And it made me sick because it's a lie. A portal opening in the sky. No, it's a beam. It's a project. It's blue, and it's a beam.
Remember this image from a couple months ago over Los Angeles and others over other parts of Norway was the circles and stuff. But what if the sky is a lens, like we're going to hear from Dr. Robert Duncan that it is, and that anything can be reflected or projected up into the skies? And as we get into it here, other parts of Norway was the circles and stuff. But what if the sky is a lens, like we're going to hear from Dr. Robert Duncan that it is, and that anything can be reflected or projected up into the skies. And as we get into it here in a little bit, we're going to see the airplanes are not really, a lot of these geoengineering airplanes are not even airplanes themselves. They're holograms, folks. And
you mean like these ones that I've seen it 4 months ago? That well, they some of them look like they're very far because they're small and tiny, but they're not. They're the same height as one that's huge like this. Our skies are covered because, well, why? Why are they covered? Lightning beam, right in the middle. Just caught right in the middle. Split right in the middle.
Usage of the technology is very simple, using phased array lasers to project up in the sky anything they want. Here's an example of Prince Charles where they projected his image onto a screen thousands of miles away. Why can't they do that in the sky, and why can't they do that with the geoengineering planes instead of having planes? Think how much fuel they will save by not having to have those planes. And as I said, look at all the planes up there that have increased dramatically over the past few years. I've been watching chemtrail spraying since 2005, and it's almost a daily blanketing going on. Well, how come we never see any planes, films of planes leaving and arriving from Air Force bases that take off and fly and drop all the chemtrails going on? Well, Enslaved by Media, and this person, Alton Hartley, is doing a great job, is showing us that these are images in the sky, folks, that the planes are. You see them zoom in, and as Enslaved by No Media is proving us with his Nikon Coolpix 900 camera, not only are there not planes that are leading these chemtrails being sprayed, but they're only 1,000 feet above the ground, and they may be as small as 6 to 10 feet, because he's using the macro lens of the 83 times focus of the Coolpix 900 to show that what the distances are, they say being, 5,000 feet, a mile, 5 miles in the air, is nowhere near to being true. And being, 5,000 feet, a mile, 5 miles in the air is nowhere near to being true. And all he's simply doing is he's taking the focus of the planes and showing that the distance is this, and then he's showing what he knows from an airport 3 miles away or a stop sign 1,000 feet away, what the images is.
Yeah, you be the judge. You tell me.
This was back on December 20th, 2017.
It's barely there. See? See how far it is? But it's there. Looks like it. I don't know. It looks like it's spinning to me. Like it's spinning, and the lights are spinning, or it's just an airplane.
Yeah. Fire from heaven.
But it's really high up there. So.
Can image in the sky anything they want. Systems that they can image in the sky anything they want. So they hit it, my theory, with Project Bluebeam to say, hey, we can do this in the sky, but we're going to put Jesus Christ up there, or the Buddha, or something else. David Icke, the show, is leading us out with that one, but he's disclosing some truths as well, just like all these controlled oppositions that lead us out. Look at this, folks. How can that be? Right? Where's that coming out of? It's an image in the sky. And you'll see it over and over again, and I had to watch it.
Hey, look at the light coming down.
Over and over again. Look at the trail coming out the back. These are images that they're projecting into the sky against a holographic field, or demonic as they're saying here. And the last thing is I just want to bring up a couple things, is that the cost savings by not having to fly planes is absolutely, gold. They can.
That was my point also, that in order to just project images, you're going to save a lot of gas just by projecting an image instead of actually flying an airplane up there. Because the airplanes that are flying up in the skies, the majority of them have turned into images because they're just getting you prepared to see it.
You can make as much money as it costs because there's very little cost to put a projection up into the sky. The second thing is chaff. When the military said they'd use chaff to keep radars from finding them and whatnot with all the aluminum and stuff, what makes you think that the aluminum can't be used or other material being used to create the screen in the sky to project the images from? There's nothing to say that can't be true at all. So
now, see, I don't know about all that, the plutonium and strontium and whatever they're talking about, chemtrails. I just think that it's just images. But Richie will, from Boston, will push the fear of the aluminum and strontium and the chemtrail doctor.
Being used to create the screen in the sky to project the images from. There's nothing to say that can't be true at all. So Project Blue Screen seems to be what's going on here with these planes. These planes are no more than 6 to 10 feet of images. The images can be enlarged, but they're nowhere near as far as they can. The dome is a lens, and using a Coolpix 900 camera and some scientific knowledge, we can prove for ourselves can be enlarged, but they're nowhere near as far as they can. The dome is a lens. The dome is a lens. The dome is a lens, and using a Coolpix 900 camera and some scientific knowledge, we can prove for ourselves that those are not planes in the sky, but it's something else that are leaving these chemtrails that are crisscrossing us worldwide now, everywhere. All right, so it's a new thought process and a new way to go about it. So let's get into the work by Enslaved by Media and some of his fine stuff. I put it together here, and you can see for yourself.
I don't know how much I have to show you. I will do a couple of more of those planes. Not behind or something. Now it becomes pretty much visible. You see a good silhouette. And after this it flies over the trail behind, and it becomes invisible again. Look at this. How can your brain explain this? This trail is in front. It was never behind. Those planes interact with those trails. Here I have another plane that becomes invisible. Let's watch it. It looks like it's flying behind the trail, but it's not. It just becomes invisible on the parts where those vertical trails are. We can clearly see the trail goes in front of this pinky trail.
The big astronomical news that is circulating across the internet this month involves a monster asteroid heading towards Earth, and also the presence of a massive rogue planet at the outskirts of the solar system. Earth is set for another creepy encounter with a 700-meter asteroid that looks eerily similar to a human skull. The nearly 1/2 mile long space rock first passed close to our planet at 78,000 miles per hour and at a distance of 310,000 miles back on October 31st of 2015. Now,
okay, enough. So apparently he believes it too. I'm just checking these other channels to see what they see what they're believing here. Okay, notice how this star has a, just, you know, has a line that way, a line this way. You know, like just similar to this that way, and crossing each other over.
This one is called the Vela Pulsar, and it's magnificent. It's a highly magnetized neutron star. And as it is oscillating, you can see what's happening. It's shooting a radio frequency out of itself. When they aimed the radio telescopes at the Vela Pulsar, this is what they heard. And this is what this guy does 24/7, day and night, 360.
Shut the hell up, liar. Alright, that's all I wanted to show.